Hello students, today I am here to lecture on magnetic effect of current of class 10 physics. So we know that we know about electricity and magnetism. Long back you studied about magnetism in 6th standards, and these electricity and magnetism are two branches of physics, and which have been known to mankind for 2000 years. But around 200 years back, that was in the year 1820, when Hans Christian Ørsted, remember the name, okay? He was a Dutch physicist cum chemist, and he observed that the reason for magnetism is moving electron. So one day it happened, he was a school teacher. He was giving a lecture on the topic electricity, and he made a circuit ready for a demonstration, and he happened to keep a magnetic needle, magnetic compass near the circuit. And what he observed was, when the electricity was passed through the circuit, the magnetic needle shows the deflection. So exactly this observation helped us to understand that the electricity and magnetism are not two separate branches; they are interlinked. This knowledge helped us to develop a new branch of physics called electromagnetism, and the relation between electricity and magnetism helped us to make lot of advancement in technology. Today we know, in last chapter you studied about the ammeter, studied about voltmeter, galvanometer. These all work on the principle of magnetic effect of current, and the relation between electricity and magnetism, this helped us to work the motor, generator, and how the electric motor, electric generator all work in that you will see at the end of the chapter. And we know we have a lot of cases, lot of applications where we need to understand the relation between electricity and magnetism. That is in the fan, then in the speaker, then in the electric bell, and so on. Okay, applications we will see at last. Okay. So before we go to the magnetic effect of current, let us see about a magnet. We know magnets are the substances which attract metals like iron, nickel, cobalt, etc. And this magnetic force is a type of non-contact force, because the force is acting from far. It is not compulsory that the materials should come in contact, then only the force acts. So such a forces are called what? Non-contact force. So like magnetic force, we studied about some other examples for non-contact forces like gravitational force and electric force. So whenever we study about a non-contact force, we introduce a term called field. What is it? Field. So when you talk about gravity, we introduce the term gravitational field. When you talk about charges, we introduce the term electric field. And when you talk about the magnets, we see the magnetic field. So what is the meaning of field around an object? Suppose this is our earth. Okay. So if you are standing here, we know we will be attracted by this earth. Why? Because we are in the field of gravity. We are in the field of earth. We say we are in the gravitational field. Now imagine here we have a positive charge. And suppose the effect of this charge is acting in this region. So if you are bringing another positive charge or a negative charge in this region, you will see that there will be an interaction. Why? Because they are entering into the field of this charge. Which field? Electric field. The same way, if you talk about a magnet, let me write this one. If you keep a magnet here, let me take a bar magnet. We know magnets are classified on the basis of their shapes, on the basis of their occurrence. This is all you studied in the lower section. So here, let me draw a bar magnet. So here, these are the poles of the magnet, north and south. So here we know, if you leave a magnet somewhere near us or on the table, we know the magnet will make some modification in the space around it. What do you mean by making some modification in the space around it? If you are bringing a metal piece in this region means in the region in which the magnetic force is experienced. So if you are bringing a metal piece here, we can see that that particular metal piece will experience this magnetic force. That means we say we are bringing this material into the field of this magnet. What is that field called? Magnetic field. So what is magnetic field? It is a space around a magnet or a region around a magnet in which the magnetic force is detected. Okay. Now see, after we studied, okay, when the term magnetic field was coined by the scientific world. The next task for them was to introduce, or how to make that concept clear to the pupil, common man. So they thought of making different diagrams, they thought of making different symbols for representing the magnetic field, but it should match with the reality. So first of all, what scientists did, they did lot of experiments to find the nature of magnetic field, to find the direction of magnetic field. So commonly we are using the iron filings or the compass needle for performing the activity. But activity we perform for what purpose? To find the pattern of magnetic field and to find the direction of magnetic field around various magnets. So let us have a look at the pattern of magnetic field around a bar magnet. Now I am going to draw the bar magnet because already I told you in the beginning before you watch this lecture. Okay, if you have not yet watched, watch link 1 and 2. Okay, click that links and watch those videos, and then you continue with my lecture. Okay, now let me draw the magnetic field line. So I am going to draw the magnetic field line around a bar magnet. I am going to show the result and how the pattern comes, that you know how the pattern is obtained. There we took a bar magnet. What was that activity about? First we stick a bar magnet in a white paper, and then what we do, we just sprinkle iron powder around it, and then just you tap that board. Why? What is the need of the tapping? Because of inertia of rest, or maybe because of the attraction between the iron powder and the paper piece. Okay, it may hesitate to move in the beginning. So if you tap it, what happened? The magnetic force will be able to align the iron filings with the help of its own force. That is why we need to tap. Okay, just a gentle tap. So what happens is this iron powder will align around this magnet in such a way that shows the pattern of magnetic field around that bar magnet. This is a method for finding the pattern around any magnet. Let it be a magnet or let it be a current carrying conductor, that we'll see later. Okay, so this is what we have seen in this video. So let me draw the pattern made by the iron powder and the compass. Okay, so this is the magnet, and the pattern was symmetric on both the sides that you had seen in the video. It's like this. Okay, when you draw this magnetic field lines, please don't use scale, draw free hand. Okay, otherwise you will draw straight lines here, that is wrong. And here at the center it comes a straight line. These two sides, it is like this. What is the meaning? It continues like this. Okay, here the space is not enough to show that, so no issue, you can show like this. Now, what are the things we can understand from here? You know that when you observe that iron filing activity, the density of the iron powder, it was more here at the poles. Why the concentration of iron filings are more at the poles? It shows that strength of the magnet is maximum at the poles. So stronger force at the pole. As you move towards the middle, what happened? Less concentration of iron filings were there. Why? Because the strength of the force falls as you move towards the center, and as you go away from the magnet also, what happened to the magnet? Strength of the magnetic force decreases. Now, how we communicate with the help of this line? Just have a look at the separation of these magnetic lines. So here when you draw the lines, you see you make the line very crowded. What does it mean? Here the magnetic force is very strong at the two poles, at the two ends. But as you move away, look, okay, here you can show a little more far. As you go away, what happens to separation between the magnetic lines? Separation increases. What does it mean? It means that this separation, or we say the relative closeness of the magnetic line, represents strength of the field. So as you move from poles to middle or away from the magnet, what happened to the separation of the field lines increases. It shows that the strength of the field falls. This is what one meaning of this field line. And the other one is, okay, so let me write the first one. Magnetic lines are crowded. It's very important, can be asked in exam. What are the properties of magnetic field lines around a bar magnet? So magnetic lines are grounded near the poles and less grounded as we go towards the center or away from the pole. What is the reason? Can be asked. The question will come like this. Magnetic lines are grounded near the poles. Why? What you will write? It is grounded near the poles because it shows that the strength of the magnetic field is maximum at the poles and decreases as we go towards the center or as we go away from the magnet. So you complete it here, okay, in your class work. Then second point, look, we know that using iron powder, okay, iron filings, we obtained the pattern. Then what was the use of compass needle? The compass needle, you know, inside the compass there is a magnetic needle like this. Okay, I think you all can see this figure. This is the north pole and this is the south pole. So by convention, it is assumed that the direction of magnetic field at any point is represented by this north. That means when I leave a magnet here, suppose I am leaving the magnet compass here, okay, at this point. So this needle will show the direction like this. Like this. So let me draw with another pen, okay. So I think it will be, contrast will help you to understand it better way. So here, this way. So what is the meaning of this? At this point, this is the direction of magnetic field. Because I told you by convention, the north pole of the compass needle shows the direction. Now, suppose I am leaving the compass needle here. Then if I leave it here, the compass needle will show like this. So, what is the use of a compass needle? Compass needle we use to find the direction of magnetic field at any point. Now, you look here, this is a curve. And on this curve, at any point, if I draw a line like this, look, I am drawing a line like this. What is this to this point? This is a tangent. So, here comes the next property of magnetic field line. The tangent drawn at any point of this curve, that will represent the direction of magnetic field at that point. Okay, so once more, pattern obtained by iron powder. Direction of the magnetic field at any point is obtained with the help of compass needle. Compass needle can help us to obtain the pattern also. I think that also you have seen in the video. So if you apply this logic, what logic? Direction of magnetic field. You can see this is called outside the magnet. And here, this is called inside the magnet. Okay, inside means we cannot go inside the magnet. Okay, I mean, suppose you are making a small hole inside the magnet and just you take the compass needle inside it. That is, just imagine that you have taken like this. Okay, this you will see later when come to magnetic effect of current. There is a current carrying conductor which behaves exactly as a bar magnet. There, this picture will be clear. What I told about the interior of the magnet. Okay, now you have a look at the exterior outside the magnet. Magnetic lines, you see, magnetic lines are from where to where? North to south. Same way, if you keep the compass needle on top of this magnet, there it is showing actually the magnetic field inside the magnet. Inside, they will be moving from south to north. Now, what is the meaning of this? I'll tell you. Just a minute. Let me rub this. Let me rub this one, okay? Suppose we are given a magnet. We know a magnet has two poles, north pole and the south pole. So magnet cannot exist as a monopole. Okay, that means if I am breaking this magnet from here, okay, suppose it's broken here. Now I got two magnets. Now if this is north pole, inside the electrons will align in such a way that here which pole will develop? South pole. Automatically it occurs in the magnet. And if this is south pole, this will be the north pole. Okay, now like that, imagine this magnet is divided into infinite number of pieces, okay, infinite pieces. So let me take a small part out of it. So I am taking a very small part out of it and I am drawing an enlarged figure of that so that it will be visible to you. Now for the small region, what is this end? This end is north. That means what will be the back side of that particular piece? That will be south. Now look here. If you are leaving a compass needle here, imagine you are leaving it here. How the compass needle will show the direction? This way the compass needle will show the direction. Why? This is north, so this will be attracted by south. And this will be what? North. That is why the compass needle moves like this. Then inside what happens? Inside, if you look here, let us have a look here. I made this one. This is north, so this side will be south. If I leave the compass needle here, okay, left side of this small segment, I can see that the compass needle will be like this. Why? South will be attracted towards north. Now imagine you are leaving the compass needle here. Inside the bar magnet, you cannot take it. That's imagination. So if you take it inside, this is south end. So south will be attracted by what? South will be attracted by north. That means when you do the activity, you can do one thing. You can keep the compass just above the bar magnet and you can see it. If you keep the compass needle just above, you will see that if this is south pole, let me change the pen. It's not that dark. So let me take this blue one. Yes, look, this is south pole, right? But this south from this end, okay? The same way you think now. Take a small fragment out of it. This side is south. So what is this side of it? Right side of that fragment is south. So what is the left side of that fragment? It is north. That means if I leave this compass needle here, north will be towards that south end. What about the left of that fragment? North. That means if I am leaving the compass needle here, look, if I am leaving it here, this side is north. So north will stick to which end? South. I think you understand. You see the fragment wise. And before that, once you see this part, you will be able to understand. So what happens when you take the compass needle inside? It will be moving in this direction. So this we made as another property of the magnetic field line. Inside the magnet, field lines are from south to north. Outside the field lines are from where to where? North to south. So how we give the direction of field line? Direction of field line is given by the direction in which the north end of a compass deflect. When you bring a compass here, north end is deflecting like this. Look, deflecting like this. That means outside the magnetic field lines are from north to south, and inside the magnetic field lines are, see what direction the north pole is deflecting? Towards north. That means inside the magnet field lines are from south to north. Now let us take one of these lines outside, okay? And I want to tell you one property of that line. So let me take one line out of it. So outside, let me draw a magnet here. This is north, this is south. Outside it is from north to south. And inside, where to where? Inside it is from south to north. That means, you see, if you take a magnetic line or if you keep a compass needle, if you start deflecting the compass needle from here, you keep on deflecting till it comes back to starting point. That means there is no break for the magnetic field line. So here comes the next property. Magnetic field line is a continuous. You know the meaning of the word continuous. Electricity also we used it. Magnetic field line is a continuous and closed line. It comes in exam. Magnetic field line is a continuous and closed line. Why? So what you will write? It is continuous and closed because outside the magnet, field lines are from north to south, and inside the magnet, field lines are from south to north. So what are the properties? Grounded near the poles, field lines are from north to south outside, and inside south to north, and field is not uniform, okay, not uniform everywhere. Maximum is at the center, at the poles, and minimum is at the center of the magnet. And one more thing, yes, that's also very important. So you note down this points, yes. So also I think not working. Then let me take only black pen. Okay, so grounded, and second about lines. They are continuous and closed. Continuous and closed. And write the explanation, okay? Then next is, look children. Suppose I am drawing a magnetic field line. Okay, now see, we know that when we bring a compass needle here, we are getting the direction of the magnetic field. So when you leave a compass needle, this needle can show only one direction. Okay, that we know. And the direction in which the needle moves is represented by the field line. Suppose I draw a field line like this. Okay, let me rub this magnet from here. One field line I read like this, and another field line suppose I draw like this. It is wrong. Two field lines can never intersect. Why? Because we know what is the meaning of a field line. Field line represents the direction of deflection of the compass needle. Now if you draw the field lines achieving, and if you make them meet here, you say that When you leave a compass needle here, this compass needle is showing two direction. Is it possible that needle will split into two and then it will show two direction? Is it possible? No. At one point there is only one direction for the magnetic field. The purpose of drawing the magnetic field line is to show the direction of magnetic field or show the direction in which the north pole of the magnetic needle deflect. So here comes the next property. Two magnetic lines never intersect. Why? Because if we make them intersect, we mean that at that point the magnetic needle deflect in two directions. North pole has two directions. It is impossible. So this is the next property. Two magnetic lines can never intersect. Two magnetic lines can never intersect. So these are the properties of the magnetic field lines. Usually a question doesn't come like write the properties of AB line. Question comes like this. Two lines never intersect. Give reason. Magnetic lines are continuous and closed. What is the meaning? Then magnetic lines are crowded near the poles. What does it convey? What information is given by that particular figure? And that is all about the nature of field line around a magnet. And one more thing I want to say before I wind up this topic. You know that from this figure you can see that the field line separation, okay, degree of closeness of field line keep on changing from one place to the other. That means the magnetic field around a bar magnet, it is not uniform. Uniform means what? Same everywhere. Then how we represent a uniform magnetic field? Anywhere, okay, in any case, if you are drawing magnetic lines like this, okay, like what is the meaning of this? Starting to end, what about the separation between the magnetic line? It is same. That means the degree of closeness or degree of nearness, it is not changing only. If the lines are parallel, that means you say that the field is uniform everywhere. That is why I told you, when you draw the magnetic field line around a bar magnet, don't use scale. If you use the scale, I will tell you how you will draw it. You will draw a bar magnet. Okay, from here you will curve it, no issue. But here you will make everywhere parallel. No, this is wrong. If you leave a compass needle here, you know, if you are leaving a compass needle here, this will be the direction of the magnetic needle. Now the needle will move like this. Then it will be like this. So if you draw like this, what does it mean? In this much region, there is no change in the direction of magnetic field. That is wrong. So draw it freehand. I think you understand what I told about a magnetic field around a bar magnet. Now, so remember, before you go for field lines, once you go through the activities, iron filing activity and compass needle activity, to have a better understanding of the pattern and the direction of the field. Okay, that's all about a bar magnet. Now next we will see the magnetic field around the current carrying conductors. Okay, so we discussed about the nature of magnetic field around a magnet. So what was the need to discuss that? Because now we are going to study about magnetism produced by current. So if we used iron filings and compass needle to find the pattern and direction of magnetic field, CM activity we can do for any current carrying conductor to find the direction of, to find the pattern of magnetic field around the conductor and to find the direction of magnetic field at any point. How do you find the pattern? Sprinkle the iron powder around the current carrying conductor, tap the cardboard and see the pattern. So before you watch this video, please click link 3 and go through that video, and then only you come to this lecture. Okay, and there you in that video you see one thing, that pattern is obtained by the iron powder. And what is the purpose of just keeping a magnetic needle anywhere near the conductor? To find the direction of field at that point. And direction comes only in one direction. I mean, north pole can show only one direction. That will be the direction of the resultant field there. That is why we studied in the previous topic, two magnetic lines can never intersect, because at one point there is only one direction for the field. That is given by the magnetic needle. Okay, now before we start the chapter, let me tell you about the magnetic field around the current carrying conductor. Like, what are we going to study at first? We will be taking a long wire, okay, long straight wire. This is somewhat curled one. Long straight wire we take, and what we do here, we connect the two ends of the wire with a battery, and you can use a rheostat as well for changing the voltage, and you will change the current in the circuit, and every time we can see that whenever the current through the straight conductor changes, the strength of the magnetic field also changes. Now what is our first topic? To study the magnetic field around a straight current carrying conductor. What's the second topic? To bend that straight current carrying conductor in the form of a loop. Look, this is a loop. This is the second topic. So first topic is to find the magnetic field around a straight current carrying conductor. Second is we will be bending that straight current carrying conductor in the form of a loop. Okay, it's somewhat like a loop. Okay, like a loop. And the third is we will take a long insulated copper wire, and then we will wind it in the form of you see, it's like a spring now. Look, when you wind it, what you are getting, like a spring, or we can say like a cylinder it arranges, right? So this is what our point of concern now. We will be studying how the nature or how the strength of magnetic field varies as you change the shape of the conductor. This is what our topic. So we start with the magnetic field around a straight current carrying conductor. In all the cases, remember, for finding the pattern of magnetic field around a current carrying conductor, we spread the iron powder and then find the pattern. Then for getting the direction of magnetic field at any point, we bring the compass needle that particular point wherever you want to find the magnetic field. Just look at the north pole of the compass needle. That north pole will give you the direction of magnetic field at that particular point. So before we draw the pattern, let us have a look at the experimental arrangement. Can be asked in exam. Explain the activity for finding the magnetic field around a straight current carrying conductor. And remember the name of the scientist who first observed that the magnetic field is associated with the moving charge. Who is that scientist? Hans Christian Ørsted. Okay. So here comes one simple experimental arrangement which help us to study about a magnetic field through a straight current carrying conductor. So here I have the battery for the supply. You can draw an ammeter here so that you can have an eye on the magnitude of the current that pass through the conductor. Just a minute. Okay. So here you can connect a rheostat for changing current, and here comes our current carrying conductor. Okay, so here is the conductor. So let me draw in such a way that we arrange it for the activity. So here what we do, we take the conductor and then we insert the conductor, or we make a hole in a cardboard, and into the cardboard we pierce the conductor. So this is how it looks. So the conductor is pierced inside the cardboard. Why? What is the need of the cardboard there? Now you are going to sprinkle the iron powder around the conductor. So here the iron powder is already sprinkled. Okay. This already you have seen in the video. Okay. This you have to write in the theory. This is the way you have to write. You will write conductor, battery, ammeter, rheostat, and a current carrying conductor. So let me make it little bold here. Okay. Just to identify the conductor from the remaining part of the circuit. That means the connection wire. Okay, let me draw it like this. Let me call it as AB. Now, as you pass the current through this conductor, you will see that these all iron filings. Iron filings will arrange around the conductor in the form of concentric circles. You know the meaning of concentric circles. All circles will have the same center, and that center will be lying at the conductor itself. You see, here is the conductor, and the conductor will be this point of the conductor will be the center of all the circles, and all circles have the same center. This is the way magnetic lines aligned. Okay, in that video you already saw it. So what can be asked? What is the nature of magnetic field line around a current carrying straight conductor? So what you will write? The nature of magnetic field line. It is concentric circles. Concentric circles. Okay, now we got the pattern. So how you got the pattern? With the help of iron filings. Now what is our next task? We have to find the direction. So for finding the direction, we take the help of compass needle. Okay, so compass needle like this, and as per convention, direction of magnetic field at any point is given by north pole of this compass needle. So here, let me show the direction of current before I introduce the compass needle. Current is like this, right? Current going from positive to negative. So if I talk about the conductor, current is from A to B. Okay. So when I introduce this compass needle here, okay, what we observed, it will be like this. Imagine I am keeping the compass needle here. Okay, here is the compass needle. The north pole of the compass needle will be like this. Look, if you bring the compass needle here, north pole will be like this. If you bring the compass needle here, north pole will be like this. Now look, what is the meaning of this? We know that the nature of the field line is they all are concentric circle. But if you draw a circle, it can have two directions. It may be clockwise or anti-clockwise. Now have a look at the direction given by the compass. What the compass says, what is the direction of magnetic field line? Their clock or anti. Turning right means clock, turning left means anti. So here the direction of magnetic field lines, they are in the clockwise direction. This is what the information we got from the practical. So practically we came to know that the pattern, what is the nature of the magnetic field line around a straight current carrying conductor? They are concentric circles. And what is the direction of magnetic field line? That is given by the compass needle. If it is current is flowing from A to B, direction of the magnetic field line is clockwise. And what we observed after that, we just change the direction of current. How is it possible? Just change the terminal. Okay, negative, positive, negative, positive. Here comes the positive, okay. So here, now the direction of current is reversed. So first the current was from A to B, now the current is from B to A. B to E. Current is in this direction, okay. Let me change the direction. And in this case, what we observed, the observation was like this. When we introduced the magnetic needle, when we put the iron powder, the same pattern we got, concentric circle. But direction just opposite. That means in this case, we observed that the direction of a magnetic field line, it was like this. Needle was showing like this. What is it? Turning left. That means anti-clockwise. So what we concluded from this activity, when we pass current through a conductor, that conductor shows magnetic effect. That means a moving charge possesses magnetic field. Now, what is the nature of a magnetic field, or what is the pattern of the field around a straight current carrying conductor? It is concentric circles. And what is the direction of this magnetic field line depends on the direction of current. When the current was from A to B, the field lines were in the clockwise direction. When the current moved from B to A, it became in the anti-clockwise direction. So what conclusion we made from there? As we reverse the direction of current, the direction of magnetic field also reverses. So let us see the conclusion. First, nature is like this. And second, what we studied? We studied the relation between the magnetic field and current. What we observed? When current reverses, the direction of magnetic field also reverses. And one more thing we observed, here we kept the compass, let me rub this field lines. So we kept the compass needle at different distances from the magnet. I mean, this is a magnet, a current carrying conductor is a magnet now. So what we observed was, as you move the compass needle away from the magnet, the deflection in the needle decreases. What the deflect, see, direction of this north, this direction represents direction of magnetic field. The angle of deflection represents strength of the field. As you move the compass needle away from the conductor, strength of magnetic field decreases. So the deflection also decreases. This is the next observation. The relation between magnetic field and distance. So what is the relation between field and current? As the current reverses, direction reverses. As you increase, you see, as you move the slide along the rheostat, you can change the current in the circuit. As you increase the current, the strength of the field increases. As you reverses the current, direction of field also reverses. And as you take the compass away from the conductor, the deflection decreases. Why? Because the strength of the field decreases. This is practical observation. Now, how the question can be asked in exam? Okay, one is on the basis of practical itself, like nature, then how it is related. This only question can be asked. Then next, you will be given a figure. You will be asked to find what is the direction of magnetic needle. We don't have a compass needle with us. We don't have a circuit arranged in front of us to find the direction with the help of a compass needle. There we have the rules. Some rules are already made to find the direction of field. And here the rule which we apply is called right hand thumb rule. What is the rule? Right hand thumb rule. Rule for what? Rule to find the direction of magnetic field around a straight current carrying conductor. And this is theory, this is not a practical. These all, whatever we discussed before this, that was the result of the practical. So the rule is a right hand thumb rule. Thumb rule, okay, T-H-U-M-B, okay, thumb rule. What the rule says, you assume that you are holding the current carrying conductor in your right hand, okay. So what you have to assume? Assume you are holding the conductor in your right hand in such a way that your thumb should be in the direction of current. So let me take the cap of the pen as a direction of current, okay. Now the cap up, that means the direction of current is upward. So let me take like this, B to A. See, I assume we will never hold a current carrying conductor in the hand if it is not insulated. So here current carrying conductor is in my right hand with the thumb in the direction of current. Then the rule says the folded, you see the wrapped fingers wrapping the conductor, they are showing the direction of magnetic field. Look here, these fingers are showing what is the direction? Anti-clockwise. Now let us turn the reverse direction of current downward, A to B. Let me hold the conductor again. Now how the fingers are coming? They are coming in the clockwise direction. So what we have seen in the practical, when you keep a compass needle near, when the current is from A to B, the magnetic field lines were in the clockwise direction, and when the when the current is reversed, the field was in the opposite direction. So how this rule help us to find the direction? Just to hold it such a way that, remember, the conductor you have to assume it is being held by the right hand, and thumb should be pointing the current. Then the fingers will represent direction of the magnetic field. Okay, now like this question may come in the exam like this. Imagine PQ is a conductor and the current is flowing along PQ. Now you have to draw the magnetic field around the conductor PQ. First of all, identify this is a straight conductor. So it is clear that the magnetic field lines are circular. So nature of the field you got. Now what is left? You have to give the direction. And what is the rule? Assume you are holding the conductor PQ. PQ in which direction? PQ you are holding like this. See? P to Q the current is going. Current look like this in terms of north-south. North-south. Imagine conductor is along east-west. Okay? I think there is one question in your NCERT also like this. You know these all geographic representation poles you know. So here assume current is from P to Q. P to Q means the current is going towards east. Now you are the observer. Okay? You are the observer. You are going to say what is the direction of current. Now it is not given in the question that where the observer stand. So it is arbitrary. You can take whether the observer observing from east or west, anywhere you can take. Imagine you, the observer standing at the east and then observing. Look how it is looking. The fingers are curling like this. Curling like this means for the observer standing at the east, the magnetic field lines are in which direction? Anti-clockwise direction. But what about the observer standing at the west? The magnetic field lines are in the clockwise direction. So when you write the answer to this question, you specify you mean with respect to which observer, the one standing at the east or the one standing at the west. And one more. Here, suppose you are asked to find what is the direction of magnetic field right below the conductor and right above the conductor. Here you need to apply the tangent rule. First of all, apply the right hand thumb rule for finding the direction. Look, you are applying the right hand thumb rule. Current is from west to east. Yes, current from west to east. Now you got the direction of magnetic field. This is the direction of magnetic field. Okay, this is the direction of magnetic field. Now you are going to find what is the direction of magnetic field at a particular point of the circular path. What you will do, if you have to find the direction of magnetic field at any point, just draw a tangent there. So let me take like this, okay. This is the, what you say, conductor, and this is the field line. Look, this is the field line. And what is the direction of field? This is the direction of field, because this way we apply the rule. Now, when you have to find the direction of magnetic field at any point, what you are going to draw? You are going to draw a tangent. Suppose You want to find what is the direction of magnetic field right above the conductor. Above the conductor means here. Draw a tangent such that tangent should point towards the direction of the finger. What is the direction of the finger? Look, the finger was like this. Now this, now look, east, this is east, this is west, here comes north, here comes south. That means what is the direction of magnetic field right above the conductor? Towards south. Now look, this is the direction. Now I am going down, 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 right below the conductor. What is the direction of magnetic field? Towards north. What is it now? Let me go to this side. This side of the conductor. What is the direction of magnetic field? Vertically upward. Now let me go to this side of the conductor. What is the direction of magnetic field? Vertically downward. So remember, tangent rule you should remember, and direction, whether the magnetic field is clockwise or anti-clockwise, which rule help us for that? Right hand thumb rule. Okay, this question repeatedly comes in exam. Okay, I think last year also the question came. So this way you will be given the straight current carrying conductor in any direction. You will be asked to find the direction of magnetic field. Remember, we applied this rule, but if a particular point is asked, what is the direction, clockwise or anti-clockwise, generally we see. But if you are asked to say the magnetic field at any particular point of that magnetic line, you have to go for the tangent rule for the exact answer. Yes, that's all about magnetic field around a straight current carrying conductor. Okay, next we see the magnetic field produced by a current carrying circular loop. So before seeing this lecture, remember, you click that link 4 to watch the activity. Okay, after that you come to the theory. Yes, so here we can see that this loop, it was like this. Okay, then you imagine that you make a cut here. Okay, otherwise I will take this. Okay, so first we observed the case of magnetic field around a straight conductor. Now we are bending this straight conductor in the form of a ring, right? Now it's not coming in the shape of ring. Okay, so you assume like this, it is a ring, and then you are connecting the two ends of this ring to a battery. Okay, and then passing the current. And here you assume, you are not assume, actually you already seen the video. This ring is inserted. You kept two holes are made here. It's pierced inside a cardboard. For what purpose? Again for the same activity. We spread the iron powder here in the cardboard, and then what we do here, look, the two ends of the loop, it's connected to a battery, and when we provide the supply, this circular loop will act as a magnet, and this magnet will produce a field around it, and that field will arrange the iron powder, and accordingly we will get the pattern. This is what the pattern you saw there in that video. So how it looks here, before we deal with the current, the magnetic field around the circular loop, let us assume that this circular loop is divided into infinitely small segments. When you divide a circle into very small parts, each part look like a straight line. Okay, so this type of assumptions already many times I think you had done in maths. So when you divide this into small parts, so what about the shape of each segment? It is a straight line. So like that, if we want to find the magnetic field around this circular loop, let us assume this loop as a mixture of or collection of many such fragments. Now what we observed here, let us have a look at the left half of this circular loop. And if you look at the left half, let us see the small part of the the loop that comes in contact with the cardboard. So if this is the cardboard, okay, and I am showing this part, the part which comes in contact, the part of the loop that comes in contact with the cardboard. That is this part. Again, you see what type of the pattern we observed when the current was passed. We got the concentric circles. Again, here also, what type of pattern we observed? Concentric circles near the conductor D. So as we move towards the center, look, at the very near to the point A and B, they are perfect circles. But as we go away from the center, towards this A and move towards the center of the loop, we see that the curves or the circles, they are less curved. Magnetic lines are less curved and they become a perfect straight line at the center. So what we see in that video, when you leave a compass needle here, look, when you leave a compass needle here, okay, it is showing direction like this. And when the compass needle was left here, it is showing direction like this. That means at this point, so okay, you just take the symmetric line and move to the right of the symmetric line. So to the right of the symmetric line, we can see that the magnetic field is dominated by this half of the loop. To the left of the symmetry line, it is dominated by this half of the loop. So this half makes the magnetic lines to move in this direction, the other half in the opposite direction. So at the exact middle, if you move, the net force, it will not be towards left or right. So what will be the direction of the compass needle there? It will be the direction of net force. What is the direction of net force? Direct straight. And here one thing you remember, here a ring and a cardboard. See, ring is in the vertical plane, cardboard is in the horizontal plane like this. Imagine this is the ring, okay? This ring is this one and you are keeping a cardboard here. So cardboard comes horizontal, ring comes vertical. Both the things are in the perpendicular direction. But when you draw on the board, it looks like both the loop and the cardboard are lying on the plane of board. No, it's not like that. This is cardboard. Cardboard is perpendicular to plane of board. You assume the plane of the ring as plane of the board. And cardboard will be vertical like this. So it will be horizontal like this. Vertically, what comes vertically? The plane. Okay, that means when you talk about a magnetic field line, look, this is loop, and in which plane the magnetic field lines are lying? In the plane of cardboard. And cardboard in which plane? Horizontal. Loop in which plane? Vertical. So that means when you show the central field line, this is straight. You see, this is like this. And what about all other lines? All other lines are curling this conductor like this. Like this. I think you understand that part. Okay, so what is the nature of field lines around a current carrying loop? You will write they are concentric circles near the conductor. As you move towards the center of the conductor, they become less curved, and at the center of the current carrying loop, the magnetic field is a straight line. Okay, this is what the observation. Now next, this is about shape of that field line. Now what about the direction of the field line? Here I told you that to study about the magnetic field due to a circular loop, let us treat it like a collection of many small straight conductors. Which rule we applied for finding the magnetic field around a straight current carrying conductor? Right hand thumb rule. Let us go with the same rule here also. Look, as per this figure, current is from positive to negative terminal. So let me give a name here. This end is A, this end is B. So current flowing from A to B. So let me hold the conductor in my right hand. I am taking this much a small segment from here. Let the segment be this one. Okay, this is the enlarged view of this one. So I am holding in such a way that a thumb is in the direction of current. So current going vertically upward. So what is the direction of magnetic field? Magnetic field is like this. Now like this means magnetic field is moving in the anti-clockwise direction. Now the current comes here. Now let us have a look at this small part which comes near to the point B. Again, what is the direction of current? Here down. So I am holding like this. So what is the direction of magnetic field line? Field lines are in the clockwise direction. Now next, when you talk about the circular loop, one more thing I want to see. Look, this is what the circular loop, okay? Circular loop. And this see, two regions we are going to speak for the circular loop. This is called the external region or this is called the internal region of the loop. This is inside the loop. This is outside the loop. Now, loop is a magnet now. Why? Because current is passed through it. This is called inside the magnet. This is called outside the magnet. Okay. Now, look here. Magnetic lines where to where? Here inside. Okay. This is inside the loop. What we studied in the case of a bar magnet, we have seen that magnetic lines are moving from north to south outside, south to north inside. Right? Now, here you look. Here, where to where the magnetic lines are moving. Let us have a look at inside. Inside, if you look, it is like a magnetic lines are going like this into the board. Here I told you, remember, this is loop and this is plane of the cardboard. And how we are showing the field line? This way we are showing the field line. So if you see inside the loop, look, inside the loop, field lines are going into the plane of the board. Look, inside, into the loop, where? In the inner part of the ring. What about the outer region? Look, outer region means how the magnetic lines are. Look, outside, magnetic lines are coming out of the, or you can say out of the plane of the board. How it looks? If you look at the board, it looks like magnetic lines are here in the plane. With respect to board, how will you say? Outside the ring, magnetic lines are out of the board. Inside the ring, magnetic lines are into the board. This way it is coming, look. Actually it is like this, but on the board it appears like inside magnetic lines are into the board, outside the ring magnetic lines are out of the board. Now, so what is the meaning of this? We know inside the magnet the field lines are from south to north. This is the magnet. Inside the magnet it is going like this. Inside the movement is from south to north. So for this magnet, this face is south, this face is north. Look, inside the magnet field lines are like this. Inside field lines are from south to north. So for this circular loop, this face of the loop is south, this face of the loop is north. Then this theory is followed here. Now let us have a look at external, outside the magnet. Outside, where to where the field line? North to south. For this circular loop, this is south, this back side is north. So how the field lines are? Out, appears like going out of board. So where to where field line? North to south. Now here we have one more rule to remember this. I think that is more easy for you. That rule is called clock rule. Okay, this clock rule helps us to find the pole of this what you say circular ring. Which phase is acting as north, which phase is acting as south. And what this clock rule says, first of all let me draw it, okay. Just you look at the ring, okay, as clock rule says, just you have a look at the current carrying loop. And if the current appears in clockwise direction, okay, if it appears like the current is going in the clockwise direction, then just write two poles. We are going to identify the pole, okay, just put an arrow here, here and here. Just let me write it once more. I think it may not be visible to you. I will draw it once more, okay. Here comes one ring and here comes current clockwise, here anti-clockwise. Then let me draw two poles here. We are going to identify which one is north pole and which one is south pole. For that, just let me put a dot here to join the. Now what the clock rule says. Look at the current carrying loop. If the current is in the clockwise direction, look, which pole is showing a clockwise movement when you just close it? South pole, clock, north pole, anti. When you look at the current carrying conductor, if the current appears flowing in the clockwise direction, then that phase is south. Then what is the back side? North. Now here, if when you look at the current carrying conductor, if the current appears anti-clockwise direction, that means the phase near to you, phase of the loop near to you, that will be north. Look here, current is in the clockwise direction. So when you look at the current carrying circular loop, if the current appears in clockwise direction, then that phase, okay, the phase of the loop near you, that phase will be what? South. So this is south, back side of the loop is north. So inside the magnet, where to where the magnetic lines are moving? South to north. So I think you understand this. Okay, so this also can be asked to write the activity. Activity same only. After drawing the figure, you write so and so arrange the circular loop with a battery and pass the current and put the iron powder, see the pattern, put the magnetic needle. Here also, as you reverse the current, what happened? The direction of magnetic field reverses. As you increase the current, the strength of the field increases. And here the strength of the field is maximum where? Maximum at the center. That's all about a circular loop. Okay, now we are going to see about the magnetic field around a solenoid. So what is a solenoid? That structure I had shown already in the beginning. The term I am introducing only now. So solenoid means, see, I told you in the beginning, we are studying about a magnetic field around various current carrying conductor. One was a straight one, other one was in the form of a loop, circular loop. Now what we do, we take a long insulated copper wire and then we wind it in the form of a cylinder. So what structure we get? I think you understand this one now. This we get in the form of a cylinder. Look, cylindrical shape we are getting. This structure is called a solenoid. So what is a solenoid? A long insulated copper wire wound in the form of a cylinder. That resulting structure is named as solenoid. Now what we do here, after we wind it in the form of a cylinder, it's a very long wire, okay, not like that you see now. So all windings of motor, generator, everywhere you can see this type of solenoids are used. Okay, so from both the ends of this solenoid, there are two ends. So what for these two ends? For giving the supply. So I am going to draw it now on the board. So solenoid we represent like, it looks like a highly coiled spring. Okay, and inside here you can show a dotted part that goes inside. Okay, and then the solid part which we see outside, and then okay, this way you can draw the solenoid in exam. Okay, and here what we do, we connect it with a battery, and then as we did in the case of other current carrying conductors, here also what we do, we keep the solenoid in such a way that it will be fixed inside a cardboard for spreading the iron powder. Okay, and then after that we pass the supply. As we pass the supply, what happened? The iron powder will be taking the pattern of magnetic field. And here what we observed, okay, now we are going to the observation. What we observed was, once if you pass the current through a solenoid, the solenoid behaves just let me remove the cardboard. It behaves just like a bar magnet. So do you remember the pattern of magnetic field produced by a bar magnet? So here magnetic lines are like this, and here it is curved downward, okay, like this, and in the center it is straight, and here lot of magnetic lines are coming. Why? Because it is crowded at the poles. Why it is crowded? Because strength is more there. Then here one thing you have to do, we don't know the poles of the solenoid, so we have to show, see, this is the pattern of the field line, same as that of bar magnet. But in the bar magnet, we have already got the north and south pole marked. Here we don't know. Here we apply the clock rule. For what the clock rule says, when you look at the current carrying circular loop, if the current goes in the clockwise direction, then what is that? That pole will be south. So what you have to do, you take a comfortable position, either left side or right side. For me, left side is easy for me. So here you see, current goes like a turning right. Look, turning right. That means from this side, when I look at this solenoid, the current is in clockwise direction. So what is this pole of the solenoid? This is south. That means what is the other end? It is north. Now, outside the magnet, this is a magnet now, current carrying solenoid is acting like a magnet. Outside the magnet, field lines are from north to south. And inside, this is what I told you, we have a strong proof that we can move the magnet compass inside the magnet, and we have seen the solenoid behaves exactly like a bar magnet. We know that when a bar magnet is suspended freely from its middle, it aligns in north-south direction. The same way we did with this current carrying solenoid. When it was suspended freely, this solenoid aligned in north-south direction. Solenoid got the magnetic field lines exactly same as that of the pattern, exactly matching with which one bar magnet. And that is how we concluded that when you take a compass needle inside the solenoid, the compass needle will be showing from where to where, south to north. And as you take it out, the compass needle, north pole of the compass needle, showing from where to where, north to south, and inside south to north. Okay, so if you are asked to write about a solenoid, first of all you write what is a solenoid and how to get the magnetic pattern around the solenoid. You know what to write. Okay, connect the two ends of the solenoid with a battery as shown in figure, then insert a cardboard there or pierce the solenoid into the cardboard, spread the iron powder on the circuit and tap the cardboard, and then the filings will arrange in the form of the magnetic field. I mean magnetic field will arrange as per the according to the force exerted by the solenoid. And what we observed? We observed that the pattern is an exact copy of which one? The magnetic field produced by a bar magnet. And after that, we apply which rule? Clock rule, for finding the poles of the solenoid, so that we can put the direction here, both inside and outside. So where the magnetic lines, I mean the strength of the force maximum at the two ends of the solenoid. And what else we can say here? What is the nature of magnetic field line inside the solenoid? Look, inside the solenoid, the field lines are parallel. What do you mean by parallel field line? The magnetic field is uniform inside the solenoid. Can be asked in exam. What is the nature of magnetic field line inside the solenoid? Same for bar magnet also. Inside the solenoid, the field lines are parallel. That means the magnetic field is uniform. Now, here it can be asked, what are the factors to change the strength of the field? One is change the current. And we observed that compared to before this we studied about magnetic field due to a circular loop. Here, how many loops are there? So many loops are there. As we increase more and more loops, what we observed was the magnetic field produced inside the solenoid increases. So this is one way of increasing the strength of the magnetic field. You will connect, or you will take a very long wire and you will increase the number of turns. What are these called? These coils are called turns. As you increase the number of turns, magnetic field increases. As you increase the current, magnetic field increases. So these are the observations that we did for finding the relation between magnetic field and current. This is all about solenoid, and this has got a lot of applications. Solenoids we use in almost all the appliances wherever the magnetic effect of current comes. So if you take the case of a practical application of the solenoid, what we do, here I told you that when you make a solenoid, you just make a coil of a long wire, and this coil you can wind it around a cardboard. But instead of cardboard, you will take a soft iron here, and over the soft iron you will wind it. Then that resulting structure as a magnetic field which is quite strong compared to magnetic field of the solenoid. That structure is called electromagnet. So what is electromagnet? It is a structure obtained by winding an insulated copper wire over a soft iron. But why it is soft iron? Why not hard iron? Why not steel? These all we will study later. So electromagnet is actually made from which one? Solenoid. Which is stronger? Electromagnet is stronger than solenoid. So about electromagnet we will study later. That's all about the solenoid. Okay.